emergency. Then crack to the ball. In the zone, we say. This radio ring the bell. We say 88.7 FM. In a become. Miaro, miara, endo, miaro, miara. Ejumedia, inabeye, miaro, miara, endo, miaro, miara. Obrego, inabebo, miaro, miara, endo, miaro, miara.
Asemi besini fayro miara. Asemi miara. Asemi besini fayro miara. Asemi besini fayro miara. Obrai besini fayro miara. Miara, endo miaro miara. Asemi besini fayro miara. Asemi miara.
Good evening, church listeners. Today is Thursday and the time is exactly 9 p.m. And you know what exactly is going to happen at this time. We mostly have this educative show, authoritative and most educative program about everything on disability. So welcome all church listeners to the Disability Focus Show. On today's episode of the show, we are going to discuss something very interesting. So please, get everything distracting elsewhere and get it ready. How much do you actually give care to your ears? What are the benefits of taking good care of your ears? And then how will you know the habit of some of the causes of ear damages? In case the unfortunate incident happens, what are the available facilities and treatment for ear problems and its related conditions? We have personnel from the Center for Hearing and Speech Services, mostly known as the Audiology Center, to digest on this and many more. My name is Samson Jivo, and I am your host for today's show. We have two gentlemen to do the discussion with us. First one is an audiologist, and then we have also a clinical assistant with us here. So we have Mr. Suremauli as the audiologist, and then we have Daniel Boateng as the clinical assistant. Welcome, gentlemen, to Disability Focus.
Thank you.
We are highly honored to have you in the studio and to honor our invitation. So as we proceed, remember that you can visit the school website and get on live what we are doing over here, or you just go to your Facebook and then you type Windy Bay 98.3 FM and you get on the live view to get a feel of what is actually happening inside the studio. So first of all, I would like to engage Mr. Maoli. Maoli, welcome once again.
Thank you, Samson.
So today's topic is about the Audiology Center. And when we talk about the Audiology Center, what comes in mind first is the ear. So first, I want to know who is an audiologist and what is the work of an audiologist.
All right, thank you very much. So audiology basically is a field of study about hearing and balance disorders.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you do a lot of readings, you realize that aside the primary function of the ear, which is hearing, our ears also control our balance to some extent. So an audiologist works in diagnosing and managing hearing and balance problems basically.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the balance aspect is something new over here, and I'll be getting back on that so that to go through that area. But let me come to Mr. Chebwaten. What I would like to ask is, you are a clinical assistant in the audiology center.
Yes.
So what are some of your work, like the nature in that perspective?
All right. So as a clinical assistant, as the name implies, I'm there to assist the audiologist
Okay.
in assessing, diagnosing, and then identifying individuals with hearing loss. Okay, so the clinical assistants also help in diagnosing, doing assessments and other stuffs at the clinical or the Center for Hearing and Speech Services.
Okay.
So basically, these are some of the things that as a clinical assistant I do at the audiology center.
Okay, thank you very much on that clarification. Coming
You're
back to Cyril, I want to, Mr. Mawali, I want to know how much often and we have to clean our ears and how appropriate is it to do that? Yeah.
All right. We are not supposed to clean our ears.
Oh.
Yes. The ear has self-cleaning properties.
Oh,
So
okay.
there are cells in your ears which we call epithelium cells or tissues.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of tissues in the ear makes it clean itself. So whatever you find in your ear is there as a protective measure or as a means of aiding the transfer of sound from outside into your inner ear.
Wow.
So technically you're not supposed to clean your ears. You can only clean your ear if there is wax accumulation and it's to an extent that blocks your hearing. If that happens, you may end up with one type of hearing loss, and
Okay.
it's only the professional who is supposed to clean your ears for you.
So there is nothing that I should do to my ears, like with the aim of cleaning it.
No, the ear does not need your help.
Wow. Listeners, is this so surprising? I just learned it today, and I'm very sure you did the same. But here we are, Daniel. Sometimes you feel like you have some heaviness in your ears, and there's something itchy that can make you attempt, like using your hand inside your ears, or you feel uncomfortable. Is it also wrong to maybe try to ease yourself in that process?
Yes, it's very wrong, as Mr. Mauli said.
Okay.
Sometimes you might feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You might think there is something in the ear,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not supposed to put anything in the ear.
Wow.
There is a saying that you can only put things that are bigger than your elbow in your ears.
Bigger than your elbow.
Sure.
Can you interpret that? I see that to be either an idiom or a sarcasm or something.
Right, so
Uh-huh.
it simply means that you're not supposed to put anything in your ears.
Oh, okay. Because the size of an elbow cannot actually enter into that
is
area
it.
of you.
That is it.
Oh,
That
that's
is it.
clear.
So anytime you're feeling uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
just see the specialist. Let the specialist have a look in your ears, and whatever being the case, the specialist will attend to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Alright,
Okay.
I want to add to that.
Alright.
Sometimes you may feel itchy ears
Mhm.
because you have already overcleaned your ears.
Wow.
So there are some substances in your ear like oils. I don't want to be very technical.
All right.
So for instance, if you have actually attempted cleaning your ears before, you realize that the brownish substance that comes out is wet
Mm-hmm.
and is oily.
Yes.
It is there to protect your ears. If you keep cleaning the oil and the moisture out of your ears, after some time it becomes very dry,
Mm-hmm.
and that will lead to the itching.
Itching.
So your ears are itching because you have overcleaned it, but you are not cleaning it because your ears are itchy. It's
Whoa.
the reverse.
A lot of us are really doing things in an opposite way without without even our best of knowledge. Oh, but this is very educative. and I'm very sure that you are enjoying it. This is Disability Focus on Radio VDB 98.3 FM, and we are discussing on what we do at the Audiology Center. So we have an audiologist with us who is Mr. Mowley, and then we have his clinical assistant as Mr. Che Watson also discussing on this. And did you just hear that? You want to clean your ears is none of your responsibility. And the more you leave it that way, the more you are giving good care to your ears. So watch out and continue listening. I'm very sure there are some other surprising things you get to know on the show today. Let me come back to Mr. Mowley. As an audiologist, what is your prescription? For instance, in a year, should I come visit an audiologist once, twice, or should it be every month, or unless I have a condition or a problem?
Okay, so let me start from here. In this part of the world, we don't take our annual health checks seriously.
Okay.
So if we did, ideally every year you should have visited the audiology clinic at least once.
At least once.
At least once.
Okay.
So that first of all you check if the things or the structures in your ears are okay, if there is any foreign material in there. Then secondly, to check if your hearing is still as normal as it was at the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay.
Or if there are any changes, and once there are changes, management starts.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but for some people we recommend they come every 3 months. Some come every 6 months, depending on the condition that we've diagnosed them with or the problems they report.
Oh, okay.
So based on that, it's not a specific timeline that you should come every 3 months or every 4 months, but depending on your condition, some we would ask you to come every 3 months for a follow-up. We want to check if everything is okay.
Okay.
But if you don't feel any pain, you feel your hearing is normal, an annual check is okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that clarification. And I'm very sure you are working. You both of you are working from the Center for Hearing and Speech Services.
Yeah.
Daniel, please can you assist us on where we can locate it and some of the services that you provide at the center?
Okay. Center for Hearing and Speech Services is at the South Campus. That is inside South Campus.
Okay.
Just behind the basketball or handball court.
Okay.
Yes. When you get there, or anytime you get to the South Campus and you ask any of the security men, you are going to the audiology center. They will help you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What are some of the services that you provide over there?
Okay. At the Center for Hearing and Speech Services, we provide some basic ear care services.
Okay.
We also do pure tone audiometric tests.
Pure tone audiometric test.
Yes.
That's much more technical. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
that
go.
is trying to assess the hearing level of an individual.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And we also provide some counseling services for individuals with hearing loss.
Okay.
Yes. And we do hearing aid fitting and repair.
Okay.
And we also do ear impressions and then mold at the Center for Hearing and Speech Services.
Oh, okay.
So basically these are some of the services that we provide at the Center for Hearing and Speech Services.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Shiro, how long has the center been in existence?
Okay, so the center has been existing since 1972.
72.
Yes, but initially it was at Mampong Kuapem.
Oh, okay.
Then when the colleges were made together to form the University College of Education, it was moved from Mampong to Winneba. That is in 1992.
Which means almost like it has been in almost 40 years now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Far older than some of you.
Getting to 50 years. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so we've been existing for this long, but initially we started from Asante Mampong.
Oh, okay.
Kuapem Mampong, sorry.
What
And then we
No.
are now in Winneba.
Yeah, may I know what was the trigger for the establishment of the center?
Okay, so screening purposes for children who are getting into the schools for the deaf.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but eventually the services expanded. A lot more people were assessing the pure tone audiometric test. After the screening, we found out that quite a chunk of the people who came by had hearing loss. So the services had to be extended to the communities. It was open up for anybody to just walk in and have their hearing checked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was the motivation. It was initially for assessment of basic school children for admission into the schools for the deaf.
Okay.
Yes, but the center existed before most of even the teaching hospitals had their
Various.
audio facilities.
Okay.
So the center served as the assessment center for the whole country.
Oh, okay.
People would come from Kolebu, from Kumasi,
Oh, okay.
to have their hearing checked and all that. So that is the spark.
Then it really have a very long history, and a standing one, of course.
It does. Actually, the first crop of audiologists in the country came from our center. We are proud of that.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
that's Mr. Isel.
Wow. Listen, did you guys listen that? And did you ever realized or take note of that? That is why we have these other audiologists and individuals here to educate us and make us know what is really going on inside the university. But since it's in the university, is it an independent facility, or is it another department, or how is it like? No.
Okay, so in terms of structure, the Center for Hearing and Speech Services is under the Department of Special Education.
Okay.
But it's a center on its own.
All right.
But we report to the head of department. We have a coordinator who is also an audiologist and a lecturer in the Department of Special Education. But it's an extension of the university. We provide community service for people in Winneba, around Winneba, and we extend to other regions as well. So aside being a facility in the university, we are an extension of the university outside. We do a lot of community service for the university.
So you still have referrals from the various teaching hospitals and regional hospitals coming in here?
Of course, sometimes we get referrals from Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast.
Wow, this is going much more on international ones.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that clarification. We are so proud to have all of you in the center inside the university. And with this education, I'm very sure that any other person listen to us will know that we have a lot of resources inside the university that we might not be taking good advantage to. But we'll come back to other side of that. I'm very sure that Mr. Danny, I'm very sure that students who come on the level 100s who are being screened come around.
Yes.
Yeah, but since it provides both students and external individuals or clients or patients, I want to know that if I am a student and I want to do some checkup, is there any differences or any accommodations or some help as a student as compared to someone outside?
Okay. If it is a student and a level 100 students referred from medical examination, there will be no registration.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're not going to take any registration. So you wouldn't be given a card. You will be given a cheat.
Okay.
That's when you are referred from the North Campus, that's the university clinic.
Okay.
Yes. But if it is a continuing student and you come, because our charges are very low, very, very, very low, when you compare it to the charges outside
facilities,
yes.
Okay.
And we have a minimum of about 5 cities
Oh, okay.
for registration.
All right.
Yes. So because of the amount, if you're a continuing student and you come, you go through the same process.
Okay.
Yes, but for freshers or level 100 students, it is free.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Marley, do you want to add up?
Oh no,
Alright.
that is basically it.
Okay, so I just wanted to know if there are some preferences being given to students as compared to people outside, so that it can make it very easy and not too much panic for a person coming to say, oh, I want to just find out if my ears are healthy, because most of students have less budget.
Oh, like Daniel said,
Yes.
so we say you don't pay for the service we offer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, because the amount we take would not suffice for the kind of service that you get.
Okay.
Assuming you are going outside to access that same service.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but the place has to run. We use stationery, we use other materials. So what you pay, it's just a token that you are giving to the university.
Right.
But the services, like he said, they are very, very affordable. So any student can access the service. Don't be scared of the cost.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much on that. So, listeners, if you're a student, you have the best historically and professionally, nationally, the best audiology center that you could ever think of inside your university campus. And then we have trained audiologists and other personnel inside the facility that will give you the best that you can imagine. And as you already heard, we have people coming even outside the country of Ghana to come in for those services. What about you who are in Ghana and exactly inside the campus, very few meters away from the center, from your various hostels or whatever you may find yourself? So we encourage every one of us to do it, and I plan to come for mine recently. I plan to come for it. But let's move on, diving much more deeper to more critical issues. Unfortunately, something happened. The unfortunate incident happened. I have a condition or an ear problem. Should I panic? Should I be afraid that I will lose all my hearing abilities? What are some of the counseling techniques in that before the person comes in for the services?
Okay, so no, you do not panic, because anytime you panic, all the solutions disappear from your head.
Okay.
So if you feel pains in your ears, do not panic.
Okay.
Just try to locate the closest professional and let them have a look, because technically you cannot look into your ears, so you will never be able to find out what is happening inside your ear unless the professional does that for you.
All right.
So the first thing you do is find the nearest professional and speak to them. There are different ear conditions that we cannot exhaust in 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
They are all unique. They have unique symptoms. So unless the professional can assess you and would be able to determine what exactly is happening to your ear,
Okay.
and based on that, draw up a management plan with you
Okay.
and for you.
All right.
But in the absence of that, it's not one of those conditions that you could look at someone's face and say, this is what is happening to your ear.
Okay.
We usually would have to look into your ear, would have to conduct some amount of assessment in order to ascertain exactly what is happening in your ear.
Oh, okay.
Then before we can fashion out a management plan for you.
All right.
Yes, but the common ones are pains in the ear, fluid coming out, wax.
Okay.
Once you experience that, locate the nearest professional and talk to them.
All right. Thank you very much. So, listeners, if you're just listening and you're eager, this is your time to join the conversation. So the studio line have been activated. You can call in on this line 0503-9231-58, 0503-9231-58. You can send your text messages and WhatsApp messages on the same line, and then you can send your comments and likes and other questions or comments on the Facebook page. So you just go in right now on Facebook, Radio Willie Bay 98.3 FM, and then you get on the live view and you you can see what is actually happening inside here, and you can contribute to it. So listeners, the phone line is again 0503 923158, 0503 923158. Call in, say your WhatsApp and your text messages to also include yourself into the conversation. So let's move on. It's getting very interesting, and I'm very sure that you've learned a lot already. I told you today is something interesting at the beginning, but let's go in more into some of the habits that causes ear damages that we might not necessarily know about it. Mr. Chi, can you assist us with some of the habits that may lead to ear damages?
Okay. All right. When you talk about ear damages, as you are saying, we can look at it in two angles.
Okay.
All right. You using cotton bud in the ear. The cotton bud can perforate the eardrum. Okay, which can lead to hearing loss, and then it can also cause another thing in the ear, as in pain. Severe pain, and then even blood can come out of your ears. As a result of using the cotton bud. Inserting other stuffs in the ear can also help, or it can also lead to you dropping infections in your ears. So you can end up getting fungal infections in the ear, which is also very, very, very dangerous. Okay, we can also look at it in another aspect, as in the hearing loss itself. Exposure to loud noise. If you are someone who usually go to a very, very noisy environment, or listening to music, loud music, you can also get hearing loss, which is also a hearing problem. All right. So these are some of the things.
And then some of the earphones.
Yes, the earphone, it depends on how you are using it. Yes, if you're using the earphone and someone is talking to you, and you have to take the earphone off
before you
can hear whatever the person is saying, then it means the volume is very high. And if someone is using the earphone and then one is talking to you in about an arm length, and you are not hearing what the person is saying,
you stretch your arm
too loud. Yes,
and you don't hear it unless the person come closer or shout.
Yes, and if the person can hear whatever that you are listening. Let's say I'm listening to music, and someone is about an arm length away from me, and the person is hearing the music that I'm listening to
perfectly.
It means it is very loud.
It's so just like the music is inside the person's ear rather than the person who is listening to it.
Sure. So if you do that for a period of time, you can get what we call a noise-induced hearing loss, which is not treatable.
Wow, and what is that noise-induced hearing loss?
It is hearing loss that is gained as a result of exposure to excessive noise in the ear.
So you may not perceive certain level of sound at certain lower levels of volume, which could have been normal for any other ordinary person.
Yes. Yes, that can happen.
All right. Thank you very much. But there is something that is very funny. And shall I say funny? You know, there is this feathers that people use. Honestly,
it's very sweet.
There's some feelings out of it, and the feelings will make it much more enjoyable. Not necessarily something itchy, but they may love the feeling more than even what it's supposed to do. Is there something wrong with that?
Yes.
Okay, the chicken feathers.
Yes.
Oh, it's it's a very nice experience.
Yes.
But it is dangerous.
How?
All right, so the chicken is playing in your backyard, and you just catch the chicken and then take one of the feather. But you've not sterilized it. You don't know where the chicken has been playing.
You put it in your mouth and
you put it in your mouth. You worsen it because you've just applied saliva. So you now put the feather, which is unsterilized, into your ear, which is susceptible to infections and bacteria and fungi growth. So you clean your ears, the feeling is good, but you would have introduced a fungus or a bacteria into your ear. Over time, it may not be so rapid, so you may not see it in 1 week or 2 weeks.
Okay.
Some may take months, but the infection starts and then it starts causing you pain.
Alright.
So you enjoy for 5 minutes, but you suffer the pain afterwards.
Wow.
So it is not very healthy to do that.
Can we say that the defensive mechanism inside the ear, for instance, that fluid, it's bitter and not actually environmental friendly for fungi and those who other bacteria?
Yeah, for insects actually, the temperature in your ears is very conducive
for insects.
For insects. Otherwise, we would wake up with cockroaches and ants in our ears.
Oh, come on.
Yes, that is not pleasant.
Yeah.
So the wax in your ear prevents insects from habitating your ear.
Can we say that the more you age, those level of oily or something, they also decreases, or their functionality also decreases?
It differs. The production of wax differs from individual to individual. We have different mechanisms.
Oh, okay.
So even between my two ears, you may check, and then the level of wax production will differ from one ear to the other. That does not necessarily mean that the functioning of the ear, one is better than the other because of the decrease in the production of wax.
Okay.
Yeah. So the human system is very simple but very complex.
All right.
But if it is absent, some people also have minimal wax in their ears. Some would have virtually nothing in the ear, and they'll be all right. Okay. But in the case your ears are producing them and you over clean them, that is where we are concerned, that you are increasing the risk of getting an infection in the ear.
But then with that one, would you say that you naturally you have a normal rate of producing what in your ears, that if you have a vast difference between that, it means something negative to your ear?
Not necessarily, like I said.
Okay.
So the rate of wax production is different for both ears and for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the wax is not being produced as much as it should, aging could be one. Once you are aging, everything begins to slow down. Okay. So among children, you realize that maybe wax formation is very rapid. Okay. Because they are growing very fast. They are eating very well. Their activity level is very high as compared to older people. Okay. So for children, you find wax accumulation and all the other conditions which we've not mentioned, otitis media, otitis externa. You find them among children, but as we age, you see that the frequency of those reduce. Okay. So a decrease in wax production does not necessarily mean there is a problem with your hearing. Okay. The two mechanisms are different. Wax and then hearing
are totally different.
They are totally different. Like I said, we may not be able to
go into
fully
yes. We got a perfect time for
yes. We need a lot more time to take you through the process of hearing, the segments or the chambers that the ear has, the roles that each of them play. The wax can cause a problem in just one part of the ear, which will affect your hearing.
Right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much on that. So if you have your question and you have your comments, the phone lines will be activated. We have 0503-923-158, 0503-923-158. You can send your text message and your WhatsApp messages on the same number. You can also send your comments and your views and opinions on the Facebook page. You get in and you search for Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM, and then you get on the live view. You get a feel of what is going here, and then your comments will be read respectively. So if you just joining, this is actually Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM on Disability Focus, and this is about everything on disability. We are actually running out of time, so let's keep this very brief so that we'll get another time next time to proceed. I just want to know this. I want to know this with the ear problems, as we know, is a very important organ for all of us. But what are some of the do we have complex treatment to this in case things gets worse? Or let me put it this way: how much correction do you have for an ear problem or issue?
Okay, an ear problem or a hearing problem? I'll answer it myself.
How with that? Yeah, let's say the hearing problem.
The hearing problem.
Yeah, because the ears.
Yeah, so let me start from the ear problem.
Okay.
The ear problem, you can have conditions which are medically treated.
Okay. It can be corrected.
It can be corrected.
Okay.
For instance, if you have wax, you just wash it out and you're okay.
Okay.
If you have fluid coming out of your ear, it can be treated with antibiotics. You'll be fine.
All right.
But we can get into very complex problems like accumulation of calcium in your ear.
Wow.
Yes. We'll need another time to explain that.
Okay.
Now let's go to the hearing problems.
Okay.
Or perforations. Depending on the time the perforation occurs.
Okay.
If it's a kid, it may heal. If it's an adult, it will be slightly difficult unless we replace it through surgery.
Oh, okay.
And there are some 3 bones in the ears that can dislocate.
Okay.
Such as the cochlear implants and the middle ear implants. Yeah, so those are more advanced technologically and more complex than the simple hearing aids that we use. So it depends on the degree or the extent of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then which part of the hearing place have been damaged or something
exactly.
like that. Okay. So thank you very much on that clarification. But let's give us some healthy tips for to have a healthy ear. Danny, can you help out with some of the tips to ensure that your health is you have a good ear and everything is okay?
Okay, so with the healthy tips or what you're supposed to do,
yes,
to get a healthy ear. You are not supposed to be putting things in your ears, as we said.
All right.
We said earlier. You're not supposed to be putting things in your ears.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Don't go try it.
Nothing at all. Okay. And then always make sure that you go for a checkup at least
once
every year.
Okay.
Once every year. A checkup, either the ear or your hearing.
Okay.
Don't expose yourself to too much sounds.
Okay.
Because as I said earlier, it can also lead to different things.
Yeah.
You getting another hearing loss.
Okay.
All right. So basically, you will say these are some of the things that you're supposed to do to take very good care of your ears.
So the last one that we need to, I want to know that you have audience right now in their various home listening to you, and you are working at the audiology center. What message will you send to these people to have a good perception about their ear health, and then to encourage them to take advantage of the facility that are here inside our campus with all the professionals in there?
Okay, so I'll start off by saying that we have some statistics, and then the analysis show that anytime students are on campus, the cases we get at the audio clinic increases. When we're on vacation, the cases drop. So we can infer that the student population contributes to a large number of the clients who access the services there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and some of the issues they report with are mostly as a result of lifestyle. So like Daniel keeps saying, if you are exposing yourself to too much noise, then you may end up with a level of hearing loss.
Okay.
So for as students, let's take care of our hearing. The earphones are good, but the volume at which we use them and the duration,
yes,
you listen to the earphone for a very long time, and people have woofers in the halls and they are blasting, and they think that is their life.
Yeah, bashing.
That is not the life. That is destroying your ears.
Oh, okay.
And destroying the ears of the one who is close
Also
to you.
listen, yeah.
Yes, when you go to the other, when you're watching soccer or something, the noise. Okay, so you take note of the noise, the amount of noise that's being generated there, and then the amount of exposure you have to your ears. And like Daniel said, don't clean your ears. If you have any challenge, you have any question, just rush to the audio clinic. We'll be available to answer all your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mawali, and we would like to end our discussion on today's topic here. We'll be very glad to have you on later on the friend. I'll continue with this. We really left a lot of issues around the process, and we wish that we can do that function later on. So thank you for honoring our invitation, and I'm very sure that today you really learned a lot, and your good health of your ears, please don't retouch. Don't even try to put anything over there. If you are finding complications or issues, just visit the center, which is the audiology center. It is just near your your campus, and you have all the professionals who have the required skills to do the right thing, much more than you can believe, and they are internationally also recognized. So in a nutshell, taking care of your ears will be a conscious schedule in your life. Don't wait until you have issues with your ears before visiting the ear care center, such as the audiology center. It is an advantage for all of us as students to use the opportunity to visit the audiology center for checkup, and as he said, the prices are highly affordable. Having good ears means a lot in our daily life and our activities for successes in the various fields that we will find ourselves. So keep your ears safe and healthy, and remember, your life matters. We are still not in the normal times, and COVID-19 is real, so stay safe and stay alive by following the safety protocols directive. A big thank you to the executive director of a big thank you to all church listeners who listened to this show, and from the chief patron of the Department of Special Education, Mr. Daniel Dogbe, the assistant executive, the Radio Winnipeg. Thank you, Maestro, and then also the technical teams, all church listeners. And then listen to us next week same time. Sasa for humanity. Thank you.